Welcome to your practice, everybody. Emily here from Bright Yoga Space. So we're going to do our 1 hour, 60-minute energizing flow today and invite you to bring in the qualities of simplicity and gratitude. So this is quite a simple practice to open up the body in various different ways and to shift some energy, and an opportunity to really be grateful for your practice and what it offers for you. So I invite you to sit in a way that's comfortable for you and let your eyes close, or just turn your gaze down towards the ground if you prefer. And just start by feeling your body on the ground. You might take a breath in and let that breath out as a sigh, just to help you to really arrive here. And as you feel the ground under you, we'll take a moment, you could even place a hand on the earth and acknowledge country. So honouring, paying deepest respects to the traditional custodians of the land on which you practice. And I'm sharing this practice with you today from the lands of the Taungurung and the Dudarawa, the Waiwaru, the Yaipatang, and unceded land. I offer the elders of this country a deep bow of gratitude for their custodianship of it. You might also like to offer gratitude, maybe a hand on the heart, to the teachers that have brought these practices to you. And through this ancient lineage of yoga all the way back to the mother country of India. Maybe a hand on the belly, a deep bow of gratitude also to you for showing up. And as you do that, you might reflect on your intention for practice. What is it that keeps you showing up? Perhaps it's a quality that this practice makes you feel. Maybe it's a quality that you want to invite in. Deep bow of gratitude. And let your hands rest down now, either onto your lap or just down by your sides. And as you breathe in, start to roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you breathe out, roll them back and down, feeling your shoulder blades travel down your back. And then inhaling, the shoulders come forwards and up. And as you exhale, feeling the shoulder blades roll back and down. You might also feel your ribs start to move. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4. We'll change direction. Inhaling as you roll the shoulders back and up, and exhaling as you roll them forwards and down. Just a couple like that. And seeing if you can really feel this movement from the inside out. And just this simple act of rolling the shoulders, mobilizing the shoulders, starting to build a little bit of heat, a little bit of awareness. And then as we next inhale, stretch your arms all the way up towards the sky, reach the hands up. And as you exhale, take your right hand down towards the ground and side stretch over. So you can slide that hand out as much as you like. As you breathe in, let's come back up again. And as you exhale, side stretch over the other way. And we'll do 2 more on each side. Inhaling up. And exhaling over. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. You might find that you stretch a little more each time. Inhale up. And exhale. And inhale all the way up. Stretch the fingers high. And then side bending to your left. Come all the way up, reach your fingers up, and then draw your hands together, draw the hands down towards the heart. Let your chin bow down towards your chest slightly, tucking the chin in and feeling that stretch across the back of the neck. Take a breath here, and take a breath out. You can release your hands and just bring yourself in whatever way feels comfortable for you, just towards the front of your mat. We're going to come into a standing forward fold, so you might like to grab a block or anything that's shaped like a block that you can rest your hands on, even a water bottle or something like that, and just start with your hands on the block, whatever height you need, feet about hips distance apart, and just starting to kind of shake the tailbone a little bit from side to side, and just easing out a little bit through your hips, and then coming back to center. Take a breath in here, lengthen the heart forwards, and as you exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to, coming down into a little forward fold. You can release the blocker out if you need, if that's okay for you, and just let your hands come down. You can even take them to a rag doll with the hands on either elbow, and again you might just slink a little bit from side to side as you explore, opening up through the back line of the body. Let's take hands to the ground or shins. Take a halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, forward fold, and then let's slowly roll all the way up, sweeping your hands towards the sky, and then gathering hands in towards the heart. And we're going to do just a few rounds of that Ardha Surya Namaskar, so this half sun salute. As you inhale, sweep your hands to the sky, reach up, pressing down through the feet as you reach fingertips up. Then slowly rolling down again, bending the knees. You can have hands on the floor, block or shins. Inhale, lift the chest. As you do that, slight drawing in through Mula Bandha and that pelvic floor. And as you exhale, release that and forward fold. Let's inhale, roll all the way back up again. Again, draw up through inner thighs and Mula Bandha as you stretch your hands towards the sky. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, halfway lift, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze at the base. Exhale, fold, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, roll all the way back up again. 3, 4, 5. And exhale, hands towards the heart. Let's just do one more round. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Count the breath if you like. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze at the root. And exhale, forward fold. Roll all the way back up again. Sweep your hands to the sky. And exhale, gather hands in towards your heart. Let's inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, roll all the way down. Halfway lift, draw up through Mula Bandha. And then pick up your left foot and slide that left foot back. Make your way into a runner's lunge. So hands can frame that front foot. Again, you could use your block if you need to for a bit more support. Let's slowly drop that left knee down to the ground and tuck the back toes. And then keep the left hand down, peel your right hand up towards the sky. Find a twist. Big breath in here, spread the fingertips. Ground down through that bottom hand. And then let's sweep that hand all the way up and over. Just bring it towards the inside of your right foot and start to shift your weight forward so the right knee can come out to the side a little bit more. From there, take a breath in. And as you exhale, shift your hips back. So it's mobilizing through the hips here. Inhale, rock forwards, just finding your own depth. Exhale, shift back. Inhale again, come forwards. Exhale, shift back. And then come back to find that lunge. Step your right foot back, come to your knees, find all fours. Let's do a cat-cow here. Spread the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale again, into your cat-cow. Exhale. Let's come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, press your hips back, find downward facing dog. And from there, let's take the left leg and lift it. We're going to step that left foot forwards, as many steps as you need to towards the front of the mat. Step the right foot forwards, join the left foot, find your forward fold. Roll all the way to stands, ground through the feet, sweep up. Exhale, roll all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to step the right foot back now. So just noticing how one side feels compared to the other side. Find that runner's lunge. You can shift a little bit from side to side here, just exploring this opening through the hips. And then gently drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes. Right hand down, you can plant it. You can use a block if you need to. Left hand peels up towards the sky, just finding that twist. Take a breath here. And then slowly sweep that hand up and over and take it to the inside of the left foot. Just heel toe the foot out a little bit, just so that you can create a little bit more space through that left hip. Maybe the knee comes out to the side if that feels good. Big breath in. As you exhale, shift back, getting that stretch through the back of your left leg. Coming forwards as you inhale. Coming back as you exhale. And you can find your own depth in this shape, remember. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, shift back. Keep it nice and simple. Come forwards. And then let's step the knees back again. This time we're going to come to a half plank position. Supported plank with the knees down, toes back behind you. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, slow motion, as slow as you can, bend your elbows. See if you can roll the shoulder blades onto the back of the body as you lower down. Bring your chest all the way to the ground. Take an inhale, little baby cobra. So just pressing lightly in the hands, pointing your feet back behind you and pressing the pubic bone down into the earth. Keep the neck long, take a breath in. Exhale, lower down. Take your fingertips wide, inhale, maybe press up a little higher. Exhale, lower back down. Bring your hands back in, slide them back a little bit, elbows in, press up. Cobra. Exhale, back down. Tuck your toes, inhale, press back up to plank, kneeling or all the way to a full plank, and then shift your hips back, downward facing dog. So make sure the feet are hips distance apart, the knees are pointing forwards, toes are pointing forwards, hands shoulder distance. Again, we want to kind of roll the shoulder blades onto the back of the heart. Let's take right leg and lift it. And then we're going to step that right foot forwards towards the front of the mat. As many steps as you need to. Step the left foot forwards, join the right, forward fold. Ground through the feet, spread the feet, roll yourself all the way back up, sweep up. And then gather your hands in towards your heart. And just take a breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale either through the nose or a sigh through the mouth. Surya Namaskar, inhale, reach up. Sun salutes. Exhale, forward fold. Opening up all sides of the body. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step your feet back, find plank. So let's hold in plank. So full plank or drop down to your knees into your kneeling plank. Make sure you're engaging through Mula Bandha. Make sure the shoulder blades are drawing slightly apart as you press the ground away. Look slightly forwards of your fingers, to that space between them. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And then lower down through chaturanga. So you might drop your knees down here, bend your elbows. Again, roll the shoulder blades onto the back of the body as you bend the elbows, lower your chest down. Let's inhale into cobra. Maybe you can start to lift your hips, engaging through the core and inner thighs into upward facing dog, and then pressing back, finding downward facing dog. Make sure you're pressing through the whole of your hands, the thumb mound pressing into the ground, the neck nice and long. Let's inhale here. Exhale here, soften the knees as much as you need to get that length through your spine, lower ribs draw in. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bend your knees, look forwards. Let's step the feet to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, find forward fold. Roll yourself all the way to stand, sweep up, reach up. Hands to the heart. Let's inhale, hands to the sky. We're going to take a side bend, so hold on to your left wrist and side bend to your right. Hips can move towards the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bending the other way. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, fold down. Halfway left. Let's step both feet back, find our way to plank. I'm going to hold in plank again. So spread the hands, ground through the mound of the thumb. Right hand into the center of your mat. Come over towards the right knee. So right knee underneath the hip, extend the left leg, left hand to the sky. If you want to come into full side plank straight away, you're welcome to. Make sure you're pressing the ground away with that bottom hand. Big breath in. As you exhale, let the left hand sweep up and over the top, and then turn yourself back towards the ground again. Let's swap over. Left hand into the center, left knee underneath the hip, or both legs extend. Right foot resting on top of the left foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right hand can extend up and over. Make your way back to your plank again. Lower down chaturanga. Knees down or full chaturanga. Inhaling to your up dog or your cobra. Exhaling to your downward facing dog. I'm just going to do a little bit of core activation here. So if wrists or if your core's feeling really tired, bring yourself down onto your knees. You can always just come down and give your wrists a little bit of a roll if you need to. And then from here, take your right leg to the sky as you inhale. We're going to shift forwards and draw right knee in towards the chest. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, shift forwards, bring the knee to the left elbow. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, leg to the sky. And then knee to the chest, step the foot forwards. Drop your back knee down, sweep your hands up, reach up. Come into a Anjaneyasana. Let's twist from here, so hands to the heart. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Draw the right shoulder back, right elbow back, maybe looking over that shoulder. If you feel like you want a little bit more intensity, you can tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. All the back toes. And then bring yourself back to center. Hands framing the front foot, step all the way back, three-legged dog. Open that hip up like a book, so right hip, heel to the buttock, lift the right knee, and then extend that leg, place the foot down on the ground. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Shift forwards, left knee to the chest. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. Inhale, leg to the sky. And exhale, knee to left elbow. Take your leg back and up. And then step that foot through between the hands, back knee down, and Anjaneyasana, sweep the hands up. Give the wrist a little roll if you need to. And then let's bring hands to the heart. Take right elbow to the outside of left thigh. Pressing those hands together as you roll the left shoulder back. Keep breathing. Option to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, unsupported lunge. One more breath. Engage through your core, lift through the inner thighs. And then bring yourself back to center. Frame the front foot, step back, three-legged dog. Left heel to the buttock, lift that left knee. And then extend the leg, place the foot on the floor. Let's bend the knees, look forward, step your feet all the way to the front of the mat, halfway left. And then find forward fold. You're going to sink the hips deep. Sweep your hands up, come to chair, Utkatasana. Big breath in, big breath out. And let's inhale, press all the way up, hands high. Exhale, gather hands in towards your heart. Let's come down to chair again. Sink down and back, sweep the hands up. As you exhale, draw your elbows down and back, drawing those shoulder blades together, ribs draw down. Inhale, reach high. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale, tailbone draws down and back, hands reach forwards, and then exhale, find forward fold. Halfway lift. Step your feet back, find plank. You can skip chaturanga if you like, or lower down on your knees or your toes. Inhale, up into up dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. I'm going to step the right foot forwards towards the right thumb. Land your back heel on the ground, press up, find your way into warrior one. So Surya Namaskar B now, with that right knee stacked over the ankle, hips and shoulders drawing towards the front. Again, lowest ribs in, tailbone gathering down towards the ground. Big breath in. From there, let's exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. You can lower down through chaturanga again if you like. You're very welcome to skip these and simply press back to down dog or take your knees down, make your way to child's. That's always an option. Step the left foot towards the left thumb. Right heel grounds, press your way up, find warrior one. Take a breath here. Really angle your right hip forwards and left hip back without placing strain through the lower back. So if you need to take your feet a little bit wider apart for stability, you can do that. Make sure there's space through the lower back. Big breath in. And then hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Option to lower down through chaturanga again. Make sure you're stabilizing through your shoulders, using your core to move. And stay in downward facing dog for 3 breaths here. Option to bring the knees down, sink the hips back to the heels, rest in child's balasana. And simplify, breathe in for the count of 5. Breathe out for the count of 5. All you need to do right now. And then from downward facing dog, or maybe all fours, just stepping your feet towards the front of the mat again, find that halfway lift. Exhale, find forward fold. Sink your hips deep, sweep your hands up, come to chair. And then stand all the way up, bring hands to the heart. Let's inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And stepping all the way back, make your way into plank. So you can move through chaturanga, very optional, or you can press back straight to downward facing dog. You can always be on all fours too if downward dog starts to feel too much. Let's raise that right leg to the sky. I'm going to step the right foot forward between the hands. Come up to find a high lunge, so ground through the feet and reach up. And we'll open straight away to find warrior two. So spin the back toes out, make sure that right knee stays stacked over that right ankle. And you can extend your arms, open the chest. Maybe looking over those right fingertips. Big breath in. Big breath out. Just allow yourself to be here in warrior one, feeling the power that comes from this shape. Feeling the ground beneath you, that support under you, the expansiveness through the arms. And then we'll transition into Trikonasana, triangle from here. So we're going to straighten that right leg. Really press through the right big toe and lift through that right kneecap as you start to tilt from the hips. Taking your right hand down, maybe finding a block here, or you can take your hand all the way down towards the ground, rest it on your shin. If your neck feels okay, look up towards that left thumb. Find your breath here. Feel the expansiveness in this shape, the breath expanding all the way to the edges. And you lengthen through your side waist, your ribs, your shoulders, your spine. Allow that breath to really flow into every crevice of the body. And then bend the front knee, come all the way back up again, press the ground away with your feet. Let's take a reverse warrior. So let resting your back hand lightly on your back thigh and stretching your right hand all the way up and over. Breathe here. And then let's come back to find warrior two. We're going to windmill the hands down towards the ground, spin onto your back toes, and then from there just step that back foot in slightly. So we come in towards a pyramid shape. We're going to take the weight slightly into that front foot. Again, you can use your block, hold on to the block with your hands, or you can have your hands framing that front foot, drawing your right hip back as you fold forwards. Allow the back of your neck to lengthen. Finding this Parsvatanasana. And then let's start to lift the chest. Your block can come on the inside of your left foot, or you can take your left hand up towards your shin. And shift your weight slightly back into that left heel. Draw your heart forwards and then maybe right hand to the hip, drawing that right hip back. Start to spin your chest towards the right side. It's a twisted triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Again, we want to ground down through the mound of the right big toe, lift the kneecap. And some of you might extend the right hand towards the sky. Big breath. And slowly take the right hand down. You're going to release that block and walk your hands all the way over towards that left side. Start to spin your feet and just shuffle them so that they're in a line, so they're lined up next to each other. And you can again use the block if you need to, hands on your block. Or you can take hands towards the floor, come down into Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged fold. Soften your knees, shift your weight forwards towards the front of your feet. Just allow your body to fold here. And again, fingertips can come to the floor, lift the chest, draw up through Mula Bandha. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's walk the hands all the way back over towards the right, coming towards your runner's lunge again. And then from there you can step your way back to find plank. We'll take a side plank, so right hand into the center. Again, you can take your supported side plank, or you might like to come into a full side plank this time, pressing the ground away with that right hand. Maybe some of you can lift the left leg off the right leg as you balance there. And then slowly releasing, you might come down through your chaturanga, through your vinyasa, shifting all of that through the body. Or you could come to your knees and take cat-cows. Or simply rest on your knees in child's. Child's or downward facing dog for a breath here. Let's take left leg to the sky. Step the left foot forwards between the hands, come up high lunge. Reach your hands up. And let's open straight away. To find a warrior two, I'm just going to change direction so I can still see you. Arms out to the sides. Take a moment to ground here. Notice where your body is in space. Is that left knee still stacked over the ankle? Your arms are out at shoulder height. A little softness through the elbows. Let's take Trikonasana. So press through the big mound of that left big toe, and start to tilt your hips. Left hand down, right hand towards the sky, lengthening along your spine, along your waist. Maybe looking up towards the right thumb. Feel your breath here. Triangle, feeling the expansion out from the center in all those different directions. And one more inhale and exhale. And then bend that front knee, press the ground away, come back up, warrior two. And let's come into reverse warrior. So left hand extending up and back. Make sure you don't change the position of the legs. So keep the legs in warrior two. Feet firmly planted on the ground. And then coming back again, and we'll windmill hands down towards the ground. Again, stepping that back foot in a little bit so that we can prepare ourselves to come into our pyramid. So you might just need to take a moment to really draw that left hip back. You might need to grab your block again for the other side. And then folding down over that front leg. And weight slightly into that front foot. And again, a few breaths here. Just allowing yourself to be in these shapes with gratitude. Let's transition from here into Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolved triangle. The weight slightly back into that back foot, right hand to a block perhaps, as you lengthen the heart forwards and then twist towards that left side. You can play with your gaze. You might like to keep the gaze on towards the ground for balance, or turn your head towards your left thumb. Two more breaths if you can here. And then slowly come down again. And again, we're going to slide that back foot back and walk the hands around so that we come towards our wide-legged fold again. So just watch, make sure you shuffle your feet so that they're in alignment, particularly if you've moved them out of alignment for that revolved triangle. Let's take a halfway lift with the chest. Exhale, forward fold. This time you might like to take your hands towards your outer edges of your feet, or you might even like to take the hands behind your back, interlace them and draw the heels of the hands together. Bring the knuckles up and overhead. And you're always welcome to stay with the hands down on a block if that feels more supportive here. Make sure you're active through your feet, active drawing up through the kneecaps, lifting through your pelvic floor. One more breath. And release your hands down towards the ground. Take a halfway lift. And then let's walk the hands around to that left side again. Stepping back to find plank, and left hand into the center as we come into side plank. So rolling towards the outside of that left foot, or maybe left knee down again. You might want to lift your right leg off your left leg, really engage through the core. And then let's come back to find plank Phalakasana, lowering down through Chaturanga if you want, or you can simply bring your knees down, sink your hips back to your heels. You might rest your head on your hands. Take a breath here. Allow your breath to steady you. Coming back to all fours or finding your way to downward facing dog. We'll just step the feet forwards to the front of the mat, halfway left. Forward fold. And roll yourself slowly up to stand, really engaging through the feet and the legs. Bring yourself up to stand at the top of your mat, on the middle of your mat if you prefer. We'll come into a balance from here. So we're going to just find Vrikshasana tree, nice and simple. Shift the weight over to your right foot. And just spread that right foot on the ground, engage through the glutes, stabilizing muscles, and start to lift the left leg up. So you can stay here, you can take that knee out to the side, you might place the foot on the inside of the ankle or calf, or you can draw the foot all the way up towards the inner thigh if that's available. Pressing your foot against your inner thigh against foot, and then hands to the heart. From here, you might like to extend your hands up towards the sky. Maybe you bring the thumb and first finger together in mudra. Connection between yourself and the spirit around you. Breathing in. Breathing out, all you need to do here. Slowly gather your hands back in, feel that sense of grounding as you draw the hands down, take the knee forwards, land both feet on the ground. Just do whatever you need to do to kind of ease that out. It might be a little shake of the hips, shake of the legs, a roll of the ankles. And then feel yourself landing in mountain again, hands down beside you, both feet on the floor. And let's shift to the other side. Feel that connection of your left foot on the ground, spread the toes. Little shift of the weight there, so you can start to peel your right foot up, lift the knee. Engage through that stabilizing muscle, don't let the hip poke out to the side. Find your version of Vrikshasana. The foot can be above or below the knee. And then hands to the heart. Maybe lifting your hands up towards the sky like branches. Find your balance. Find a spot to focus your gaze on. And breathe. Imagine you're breathing in through the palms of the hands. Breathing out through the soles of the feet. Feeling that connection with everything around you. And then slowly gathering your hands back in again. We'll take the knee forwards, both feet on the ground, shake it out. Take a big breath in, hands to the sky. And then a deep bow forwards, bow of gratitude forwards, bending the knees as much as you need to. Allow your body to fold here. You might bring the hands to either elbow again, ragdoll. Allow your hands to come down towards the ground. Slowly step your feet all the way back towards your downward facing dog. We're going to come into a pigeon from here. So for some people this is not a suitable shape. You might want to come onto your back into eye of the needle instead. If you're coming into pigeon, we'll raise the right leg and we're going to bring that right knee behind the right wrist. Slide the left leg back behind you. You might want to use a block and pop a block underneath the right thigh just to support the right hips on the block there. If you're coming onto your back, right ankle crossed onto left thigh and gathering that left leg towards you, or just keeping the foot on the floor and exploring that hip opening and that glute stretch in your own way. You might want to come forwards in your pigeon. Ekapada Kapotasana. See if you can allow yourself to lean into what you're feeling here. Steady it with the breath. And then walking your hands back towards you. From there you can take weight into the hands, slide the left leg forwards. If you're on your back, you might just bring both knees to the chest. And if you're on your all fours, just circle the hips around a little bit. And you can make your way back to downward facing dog from here, or stay in all fours. We'll take left leg back. And step the left knee behind the left wrist. Or swap sides on your back. Right leg back behind you. And then coming forwards, if that's where you're going with your pigeon. Finding your breath, trusting the process, trusting the journey. Opening up through these sticky tissues of the body. And slowly, with patience, with simplicity and gratitude. And then walking your hands back towards you, stepping back to find all fours or knees to chest, and we'll come and meet in our all fours position. Just going to walk the hands forwards and slowly lower yourself down onto your belly. And we'll find a locust from here. So chin to the mat, arms down beside you. And starting to point the toes behind you, press the pubic bone down into the ground. And as you inhale, then to lift your gaze, lift your chest, lift your arms, maybe lift the legs if that feels okay. Keep the neck nice and long. Lengthening along the spine as you lift, letting the back body lift the front body, perhaps hands interlace behind your back and draw the knuckles towards the heels. Spread your toes, draw your inner thighs towards each other. If you can, stay here for 2 breaths, otherwise come down. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Turn your head to one side, let your arms relax down beside you, give the hips a little shake. And then let's do round 2, pointing the toes, chin to the mat, hands stretched beside you. Let's inhale, lift everything up. You can stay in locust again. You might change the interlace of the hands and draw the knuckles back again. Or you might bend your knees and catch hold of either ankle or the outsides of your feet, kick your feet back into Dhanurasana bow. And again, holding here for maybe 3 to 5 breaths. One more inhale, and then slowly releasing. Turn your head the opposite way, hands down beside you. Just allow your lower back to release. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly start to lift your hips up and back. You can stay for a moment in all fours. Again, you might slink the hips around. You can take your hips back towards your heels, come into child's. Noticing how that feels. Let's come up and find all fours. I'm going to take the right hand towards the sky, big breath in. And then thread that right arm underneath your body, coming into an eye of the needle, threading the needle, right elbow down, right shoulder down, and then stretching your left hand in front of you. If you prefer, you can keep the left hand on the ground for support here. Just make sure both shins are nicely anchored down. And if you like, you could even wrap that left hand behind your back. Just a couple of breaths here. Stretching out through shoulders and spine. And then unraveling that left hand, coming back up again. You can unravel all the way. And then placing that hand down, we'll just take a little cat-cow. And then take your left hand towards the sky. Thread the left hand all the way underneath your body. Bring your left shoulder down. And shift both hips so that they're nice and even. Maybe the right hand stretching out along the mat or wrapping behind your back. And then unraveling yourself, coming back to center, hands underneath the shoulders. You could take a cat-cow again here, or you can walk your hands forwards and come towards a puppy. So the hands stretch forwards and the chest lowers down towards the ground. You can rest your head down. Maybe you need a block. Maybe you prefer your elbows to be down and the hands to take hold of the forearms. Otherwise, elbows can stay lifted so you get that stretch through the shoulders and the upper back. Some of you chin to the ground. Feel those full breaths, as full as you can. And then slowly starting to engage through the core, lift yourself up, walk the hands back towards you. You can just sit yourself back onto your knees if that's comfortable. Maybe sit on a block if you need to. And give the shoulders a little roll up and back a few times. And then let's stand up on the knees. So bring yourself to your knees. We're going to come into a camel. So you might prefer to be sitting back and hands behind you and just lifting more into a half camel. So pressing the hips forwards and lifting the chest from there. If you're comfortable to take your hands to your low back, draw the elbows towards each other, press the hips forwards, toes can be tucked or untucked, and starting to lift the chest and look back. Make sure you're not crunching through the lower back. So keep that engagement through inner thighs and pelvic floor. Some of you right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel, taking that full Ustrasana. Opening up through the front body. Open the throat, allow the forehead to soften. And then gently bring yourself back up again, tucking the chin, lifting up, and then gently sitting back onto your heels or sitting back onto your block. Take a breath in. Open the mouth, let the breath out. And let's take feet out in front. Just extend your legs out in front of you. And we'll come forwards into a seated forward fold. So just bending your knees, extending through the sit bones and the spine, and starting to tilt forwards. You can walk your hands along the floor just as far as feels okay for you. If you've got any lower back issues, you might come down onto your back and draw your legs towards you instead. Otherwise, you can reach forwards for the feet if that's available. And press your heels away from you so the feet are nice and active in Paschimottanasana. And we'll slowly roll up. I'm going to bring your legs into a simple cross position. Take a twist here. So take your right hand behind you, left hand to your knee. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll take a twist through the spine, turning your head over your right shoulder. Come back to center, inhale, and then twist in the other direction. I'm going to turn the head back to center, unravel, and then just allow your body to settle here. We're going to do a little bit of breath work here, Kapalabhati breath. So just making sure if there's any chance that you might be pregnant, or if you have any issues with your blood pressure, it's particularly high or low, or any abdominal discomfort or pain, any surgeries, or simply if you're menstruating, this might not feel great. You might instead do some more full yogic breaths, so breathing in belly, mid-chest and upper chest, and then exhaling the same way and counting from 6 to 8 counts. So you might breathe in for 6, exhale for breathe out for 6 or 8. If you're joining me for Kapalabhati, we're going to do 2 rounds of Kapalabhati, skull shining breath, and we're going to be using the abdominal muscles to force the breath out. So the inhale just happens passively. So it sounds a bit like it's a really invigorating breath. It's a little bit heating, it's energizing, and it's going to help shift some energy. And it also is a great practice just to prepare your body for stillness and a little bit of meditation. So we'll do about 40 pumps for the first round, then we'll hold the breath for about 10 seconds, and then the second round we'll do about 50 pumps, and we'll hold the breath. Invitation is to hold the breath for a little bit longer. When you're holding the breath, squeeze at your Mula Bandha and lift up through the top of your head. Nice big breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale again. Begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a full breath in. Hold your breath at the top and lift through your Mula Bandha. So lift the pelvic floor, draw it in and up. Let that lift expand to your spine. So you're lifting up through the top of your head. Just a few more seconds. 2, 1, and then release that. Lifting at the Mula Bandha, release your breath, let your belly soften, and take a normal breath. And so we'll do our second round of Kapalabhati. If you do find that you run out of breath, you can just take an extra breath in. So if you're sort of like, you can breathe in again and then start again and just join in again. Make sure you don't feel dizzy or like you're going to pass out or anything like that. Let's take an inhale. Exhale fully. Inhale to begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a full breath in. And we're holding the breath in. I'll let you know when we get to 10 seconds, and then the opportunity is to stay for another 10. Lift at your pelvic floor, spine nice and long. So we're at 10 seconds. You can release if you like. That's 15. and 20. So releasing that squeeze at the mula bandha, releasing your breath. And then breathing normally, naturally. Just noticing what you feel. If you've been practicing that 3-part breath, you can let that go, just drop into a natural breath. Maybe a soft ujjayi breath, that constriction at the throat. Just allowing everything to circulate and integrate. And then we will do some nadi shodhana here, so alternate nostril breathing, really nice way of balancing our nervous system after that excitement. So bring your right hand up towards your face, left hand can rest on your thigh. You might bring it into Gyam Mudra with the thumb and first finger together. Your right thumb is going to rest just at the crease of the right nostril, the ring finger resting at the crease of the left nostril, the little finger can rest on top, and then your second and third fingers can just press lightly against your brow center, the third eye. Let's take a breath in through both nostrils and a breath out through both nostrils. So you're going to close your right nostril with a thumb, breathe in through the left. And then close the left nostril, release the right and breathe out through right. Breathe in through the right nostril. Close the right nostril with a thumb, release the left and breathe out through left. That's one round. Breathing in through the left nostril. Closing both nostrils for a moment and then releasing the right, breathe out. Stay to breathe in through the right. Close both nostrils and then release the left and breathe out. Stay and breathe in. Close both nostrils. Change, breathe out right. And breathe in through the right. Close the right, and then change to breathe out through the left. So you can do another 3 rounds on your own, breathing in through left, breathing out right, breathing in right, breathing out left. And you might like to really follow the breath up from the tip of the nostril to the place at the brow where the fingers are. Holding the attention there, holding the breath for a moment, and then breathing it out as you follow the breath back out again. And through this attention and through this breath practice, we're balancing left and right sides of our body, left and right hemispheres of the brain, balancing the heating and cooling, yin and yang aspects of our being. Masculine and the feminine, strong and the soft. And when you've finished your last round, just let your hands both rest onto your thighs, perhaps thumb and first finger together. Feeling that connection between the fingertips. Feeling the breath moving in through both nostrils. Moving out through both nostrils. Letting your forehead soften, letting your jaw soften, shoulders melt away from the ears. Simply breathing here, seeing if you can invite in gratitude for each breath in and each breath out. And then slowly in your own time, starting to extend your legs and lowering yourself down onto your back. And you might like to gather your knees up in towards your chest. There might be some last shapes that you want to take here before you come into Shavasana. So it could be a happy baby, could be another twist, a reclined twist. Maybe there's a shoulder stand that you want to take, or a bridge that you can let your body really guide you. And wherever you are, we'll stay there for 5 breaths. And so if you're in a shoulder stand, you might want to come into plow, halasana, just for a moment before you lower your spine back down to the ground with control, with your core. And then meeting perhaps by hugging the knees back into the chest again, wherever you are. If you've twisted, make sure that you've twisted the other way as well. And then in your own time, you can slowly start to extend your legs. Come into Shavasana, taking your feet out to the sides, hands down beside your body. Just rolling the shoulder blades underneath you, perhaps covering yourself with a blanket. Maybe there's a bolster under your knees to support your lower back. If you've got an eye pillow, you might like to place an eye pillow on yourself. We'll be here for a few minutes here, just letting the body rest in stillness. You might like to take a long breath in and really sigh the breath out. And as you do that, see if you can allow any tension to release from your forehead, from your jaw, from your chest, from your belly, your legs and hips. Another one if you like. Allow your body to simply be supported by the ground, nothing to do with your body now, just let it be held. Let your breath now just relax into its own rhythm. The body can breathe itself, nothing that you need to do there. Your attention just lightly resting on that movement of breath. If you find that you get distracted by thoughts or sounds or sensations, just noticing those as they rise and then pass away. And bringing the breath back into the center of your focus. And each time you notice that you've wandered away from it. And it might help you as you breathe here to imagine that as the breath is drawing into the body, you're inviting in that quality of simplicity. You might gently whisper simplicity in your mind as you breathe in, letting that fill your body. And as you breathe out, offering gratitude. Feeling the breath as it escapes from your body, gently whispering in your mind gratitude, grateful. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly starting to bring a little bit of movement back into your body. You might start with a deeper breath, feeling the ribs expand, belly expand. And perhaps wriggling your fingers and your toes, moving your head from side to side. And if you like, have a big stretch. Big breath in as you stretch your fingertips up and over your head, and then as you exhale, bending the knees and rolling gently to one side. Use your hands to support you to come back up into a seat. It's closing our practice as we started, sitting, feeling your sit bones on the earth, perhaps your eyes closed or downcast. And then bringing your hands in together into Anjali Mudra, this gesture of gratitude and devotion. You might prefer to have your hands across your heart, one over the other. Take a breath here and reflect upon your intention that you set at the start. Perhaps inviting in again a sense of gratitude for how things are right now in this moment. And simple presence, accepting things exactly as they are right now. The joys and the sorrows, the teachings, the wisdom. And also just this sense of trust that comes with simplifying, of trusting that this practice, it's been handed down through ancient traditions to where we are right now, that this has benefit. And all we really need to do is show up to practice. With presence and curiosity. You might like to offer your practice up to something or someone. And we'll close with the sound Om together. You can do that in your mind, or you can listen, or you can join in and make that sound with your breath. Take a full breath in. Om. And draw your thumbs to the space between your eyebrows, that connection with your deepest wisdom. Draw your thumbs to your heart, your connection with all those around you. Take a bow forwards and honour your connection to the earth. Big bow of gratitude to you for showing up to your practice today. It's an honour to share this with you. And if you have any questions, please get in touch. Thank you.